Good evening. I would like to call to order the Pierce County Council. Today is April 30th, 2025. The time is 6 o'clock, and I would like to invite the clerk to please call the roll.
Councilmember Yambe.
Here.
Councilmember Kruever.
Here.
Councilmember Denson.
Here.
Councilmember Herrera.
Excused.
Councilmember Morell.
I am here.
Councilmember Ayala.
Here.
Councilmember Hitchin.
Here.
You have 6 members present.
With 6 members present, we have a quorum for the special meeting this evening in District 4. Thank you for hosting us here and for inviting us all here, Councilmember Ayala. I do want to first remind my colleagues that our mics are hot all the time and don't touch any buttons. I've heard that causes issues, so don't touch any buttons. Tradition that we have as the council when we take our council meetings on the road is to pass the gavel to the host, the council member whose district we are holding this meeting in. So I'm going to pass this over to Councilmember Ayala and sit back and enjoy not being in charge.
Well, thank you, Chair. I will say, please forgive me, this is my first time doing this, so we will begin with item number 3. Please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance led by Councilmember Yambe, followed by a moment of silence dedicated to Marco Valentino and Veron Lockett, 2 District 4 youth who were victims of gun violence, and to the lives lost at the Filipino Lapu-Lapu Festival as a result of violent action.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Sorry, everybody, I was thrown off. We acknowledge that we are in the traditional homelands of the Coast Salish tribes. Coast Salish people have lived on and stewarded these lands since time immemorial and continue to do so today. We recognize that this land acknowledgement is one small step toward true allyship, and we commit to uplifting the voices, experiences, and histories of the indigenous people of this land.
Thank you, Councilmember Yambe. Now we will turn it to Ms. Long to cite the charter requirements and explain the purpose of this special meeting.
Thank you, and good evening. I'm Susan Long, and I serve as the Council's Chief Legal Counsel. The purpose of the meeting here today is to comply with the charter requirement that the Council shall hold one evening meeting in each of the 7 council districts every year. And so tonight, of course, we are here in District 4 in compliance with that charter requirement. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Long. I am so very excited to be here and to host all my colleagues in District 4. Big thank you to University Place for having us. District 6 and District 1 have done their in-district meetings before, so I am learning from them and learning some of the traditions that we have on council. So before we get started, just want to make sure that we do a round robin of introductions of who is here, including our council staff who have been working diligently to make tonight happen. We'll get started on that side of the dice.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I am Amy Kruever, and I am the representative for the 3rd Council District. 3rd Council District has Mount Rainier, and you follow along the Nisqually River through Elby, Ashford, Eatonville, over to McKenna, north to Roy, up around Nispanaway Lake, over through Frederickson, back to Meridian, south to Graham, and I have the west side of Meridian. I have Kapowsin Lake, too. One of the most beautiful parts of the county. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Council Member Dave Morell. I have Council District 1. Council District 1 is unincorporated South Hill, the best side of Graham, which is the east side. And then I drop down into the valley. I have Ording, I have all the small little towns, South Prairie, Wilkeson, Carbonado. Come back, go up to Buckley, go over to Lake Tapps, Bonnie Lake, which is my largest city. And then I jump over Enumclaw and I go up to Greenwater, Crystal Mountain Ski Resort, all the way to Yakima County. So that is my district, and it's a privilege to be here. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Janie Hitchin. I have the pleasure and honor of representing District 6, which is Lakewood, DuPont, Steilacoom. I have 3 islands, Ketron, Anderson, and McNeil Island. I also represent Joint Base Lewis McChord and half of Parkland, which is my home. And again, thank you for hosting.
Thank you. I do want to take a moment to introduce myself. My name is Councilmember Rosie Ayala. I represent University Place, Faircrest, and a large part of Tacoma. I do want to take a moment and highlight Sabrina, who is my council assistant, who is not here. She's helping.
She's hiding over there.
Oh, never mind. She's waving from the corner. She has been helping diligently, and just want to give a shout out to her.
Right. So I am Councilmember Brian Yambe. I represent the 5th Council District, which is Parkland, Spanaway, East Tacoma, part of South Tacoma, Midlands, Summit Waller, parts of let's see, West Puyallup, Fife Heights, Browns Point, Dash Point, and Northeast Tacoma.
It is so hard for me not to touch these buttons.
know,
We're
that's why
so
I said it
used
at
to
the
touching
beginning
a
of the
button to
meeting.
speak. I'm Robin Denson. I'm the council member that represents District 7. So I'm your neighbor to the north and west. I've got North Tacoma, West Tacoma, the town of Reston. Then I have everything on the other side of the Narrows Bridge, Gig Harbor, Fox Island, and the Key Peninsula. Thank you so much for having us. This is such a beautiful community. These chambers are just gorgeous. I love all the light. And I'm very jealous that you have a library downstairs, because the library is one of my favorite places. I've already run downstairs and checked out like 5 books and took them to my car. So what a treat. Thank you so much.
And can we have staff?
My name is Stephanie Call, and I'm the clerk to the council.
Again, Susan Long, happy to be here. Thank you.
Jair Winesbury, Communications Coordinator.
Good evening, everyone. Brian Downey, Communications Manager, Pearson Council.
And I think that's it. All right. Well, thank you, everyone, for doing that. Really appreciate it. And thanks for joining us this evening. We will move on to item number 4, approval of the agenda. I would like to propose doing a light reordering of the agenda by moving our welcoming remarks ahead of proclamations, effectively moving item 10.1 as part of item 6. Are there any objections to approving the agenda as amended? Seeing no objections, the agenda is approved. On today's council agenda, there will be an opportunity for public comment under community forum. There are no items on the consent agenda, and we do not have any ordinances or resolutions on this agenda. For information on the rules for public participation, please review the bottom of the page 1 of today's agenda. As I mentioned, item number 5, we have no consent items. Item number 6 is messages from the executive and other elected officials. I would like to welcome Executive Mello, who is joining us. If you could please sit on that side. And thank you so much for being here.
Will this work? Well, good evening, Chair Ayala and members of the council. It's been a long week. We're ending Wednesday, but thank you for having me. My name is Ryan Mello. I have the great honor of serving all the people of Pierce County as the county executive, and it's great to see all of you. Congratulations, Chair Ayala, on your first in-district meeting. Coincidentally, I think I shared this with you before. Coincidentally, when I was in your shoes representing the great District 4, I had the honor of hosting my first in-district meeting in these very chambers. So thanks for carrying on that tradition for District 4. Thanks for hosting tonight and for having all of us and the great information you have planned. Madam Chair, we recently spent the day together in this beautiful district. We toured the new, beautifully renovated Tacoma Public Library main branch together. I know you have a presentation from our county library system on your agenda later today. We had lunch at a small business in Fircrest, the Spring Lake Cafe. We toured the wastewater treatment plant, and we held a great roundtable with the local elected leaders right in these chambers. So thank you for helping to host that day of your beautiful district. It was a fantastic way to get to know your district, Chair Ayala. I wanted to give a quick update on some things that I know are important to you and to this community. A quick update on, in particular, accomplishments we're having with American Rescue Plan Act money that the council has invested specifically in this community. ARPA stands for American Rescue Plan Act, and it really was a lifeline during the pandemic and up until now. One of the signature programs of this work was the Pierce County Small Business Accelerator. The county invested $12.5 million to help small businesses get started or grow. And I know there's a special interest from you, Chair Ayala. There was a special emphasis on entrepreneurs of color, women, and veterans. 42% of that investment supported businesses in Tacoma, that part of your district, and 5% was directed right here in University Place for small business startups. In total, 450 businesses were created or expanded because of the Small Business Incubator Program. Another thing that American Rescue Plan Act dollars got invested in right here in District 4 was rental assistance, helping people stay in their home and not fall into homelessness in the height of the pandemic when folks were losing their jobs or losing access to hours of employment. It was a really important effort. We helped 10,000 households make their rental payments to landlords and help stay in their homes. Many of those families were right here in District 4. We also expanded broadband for those without good coverage. A lot of that work was in Councilmember Denson and Councilmember Kruver's district, and we have some early wins happening there, but some of it happened here. And helped all those students that were doing homework at the kitchen table while all the other chaos in the family was happening. We invested $14 million so that broadband could help strengthen those lifelines to education and employment and all the other things. You know, one of the biggest investments, Chair Ayala, we made with American Rescue Plan Act dollars was building permanently affordable housing in your district. Many affordable housing projects were done in District 4, and many of those have families living in them today. Transitioning to other District 4 items, you know, believe it or not, we're coming up on the 10th anniversary of Chambers Bay Golf Course. On June 7th, we will be hosting a celebration of the 10th anniversary of the 2015 United States Open. So that's going to happen on June 7th. Look for an invitation, you, other officials from University Place, and the community. It will be a fantastic celebration of one of the most successful tournaments of the United States Golf Association in its history, right here at University Place, which proudly calls itself the home of the U.S. Open. You know, there's other park facilities that Pierce County owns and maintains right here in District 4. One of the beautiful hidden gems is Chambers Canyon, which borders. I'm going to go on a hike with you, and I think we'll invite Councilmember Denson, who we know loves hiking. It's a really quiet, beautiful gem, right? This borders University Place and Lakewood. Our Parks Department is really busy opening up more of the canyon for more access. There's more pedestrian bridges going on across the creek so that more folks can explore more parts of this public place, bring more eyes to it to keep it more safe, and help it be a great place to recreate right here in University Place. So it's a really challenging project because it's literally in a canyon. It's hard to get machinery in and out. and we're trying to do it in a really natural way that really respects the natural environment. So it's harder than people think to build these trails and to build these bridges and bring the machinery in and not cut down all the trees when you're trying to do that. So the team is working really hard with partners in order to open up these bridges across the creek. So you should see this accomplished later this year in your district. I think all of you know that our surface water management staff is working hard at what the future is to remove the antiquated Chambers Bay Dam, right? This dam doesn't generate a lick of energy. It's obsolete. It's a liability to the county. Doesn't generate any electricity whatsoever, serves no function. It's actually quite a liability. And so the team is working hard on figuring out our pathway to both remove the dam, allow more fish passage, and restoration of Chambers Bay estuary, and make that bridge connecting University Place, Stillicum, and Lakewood more pedestrian friendly, more safe for car travelers and everyone. I'll just end by noting that, I was here at the beginning of the year in January. The University Place City Council invited me in to have conversation with them when they were having their retreat, and they gave us some really great feedback about how they work with us. They work with us a lot. They get law enforcement through contract with Pierce County Sheriff's Department, right? They get their sewer services, their wastewater services in partnership with Pierce County. And there was lots of questions and concerns about making sure we can permit, especially new businesses, more commercial development and more residential development in a timely way, especially as it relates to the wastewater system. So we've been listening, and I've directed our team to work as hard as they can to review times for commercial tenant improvements as it relates to wastewater, especially restaurants who need grease traps and they depend on our wastewater system to operate. So the team is working hard to find new ways to permit faster, and really listening to the concerns that were brought up by the leaders here in University Place, especially around permitting. So we're hard at work with that. I think I'm going to leave you with that. I wanted to give you an update of some of what's been going on. Thank you for having me, and thank you for hosting us. I'm happy to stand for any questions you might have, Chair, or the rest of the council members.
None, hearing none. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Now we will move on and invite our hosting organization, Mayor Pro Temp Wood, representing the great city of University Place. And we'll hear some welcome remarks and some updates on the city.
Thank you, Chair Ayala. And yes, the great city of University Place. So much appreciate hearing that. So if you're not already familiar, University Place is a city of, I think we're over 35,000 people now. We've been growing quite a bit over the last few years. And if you came down Mildred or 67th, you probably saw some of that growth in action as we're busy working on that road. But I'm going to talk a little bit about that in a minute. But first, I'd like to welcome you, Chair Ayala, council members, Executive Mello. Thank you for being here today. And our also staff and our guests here. It's an honor for you all to be here. So I'm going to talk to you about a few projects we have going on. And first one, which I'm excited to talk about, is sewers. And part of the reason I'm excited is because when I talk to other people, they're not excited at all. Shocking. But I know you guys have a vested interest in that. And so what we have done through a combination of ARPA, county, and state funding, the city is constructing sewer extensions in 7 of our neighborhoods. I think we had 22 that didn't have sewer that were still on septic, and we're now actually able to fix 7 of those. But I just also wanted to say the county's efforts have been instrumental in this progress for us to make these projects a reality. You assisted in the development of state grant requests. You provided design feedback. You did provide expedited permitting and reviews and approvals. Thank you. And you also contributed $500,000 of your ARPA money added to our ARPA money to make these projects happen. And so very much appreciate that contribution. Second, the county has also contributed $50,000 towards our new inclusive playground at Cirque Park. If you're not familiar with that, this project will create one of the largest inclusive playgrounds in the state of Washington, which will be able to be enjoyed by children of all ages and abilities. And Cirque Park is just down the street. They're going to do a soft open probably in the next week or two, and then they're going to do a formal ribbon cutting sometime in June. So really looking forward to this project. And my favorite thing about this project still is it started completely under citizen initiative. Somebody had a good idea, said, let's find a way to make this happen. And it started there, and it worked through the Cal Ripken Foundation, local donors, support from the county, and $1.2 million, if I have that number correctly, later. We now have this new inclusive playground at Cirque Park. Quite proud of that one. Third, in addition to these projects, we are also constructing sidewalk and bicycle improvements to 67th, which you, again, probably saw if you came that way, and 35th Street. We're constructing a new roundabout at the intersection of Grandview Drive and 36th, which again, the seed of it was again a citizen concern because there have been multiple accidents in that vicinity because people were just taking Grandview at too high a speed. And finally, a couple of citizens got together, came to me and the council and said, hey, this isn't right, what can we do? And our city engineer, Scott, did a study, came up with a plan, and this all happened in a period of about 2 years. It's one of the fastest projects I've ever seen to go from idea to funding. And we'll be building that this summer. Let's see here. We're working on lighting along Grandview Drive, Olympic Boulevard, and 40th Street in support of school routes to the UP Library, Narrows View Intermediate, and Curtis Junior and Senior High Schools. So we're busy here in UP. And we're trying to be good stewards of our resources, being good stewards for our citizens, and finding ways to make our quality of life better. And so, since this is a rare opportunity for me to actually sit and thank the County Council for the work you guys have done and the County Executive, thank you so much for the work you've put into place to support us in making our city a better place. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Really.
And I will sit for questions if you have any as well.
Any questions from our colleagues? Yeah, Councilmember Morrell.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm just envious you got a Whole Foods here. I mean, days.
And a Trader Joe's.
And a Trader Joe's.
And a Trader Joe's. Wow, geez, you guys have a monopoly.
We do.
So
I say that with
just
all sorts of pride.
yeah, we were kind of talking earlier when I've been involved in politics for a long time, and I remember when University Place was on the verge of almost bankruptcy. Mm-hmm. And you have clawed your way back very well. You seem to have all cylinders running now, which is great to see compared to what it was 20, 25 years ago. So I just want to acknowledge the fact that your staff, whoever's been directing the ship at UP has done a very good job, and always envious because you get all the grants for your infrastructure due to the fact that you have transit and you have a center here, and so you've done very well strategically, so I will acknowledge that. So thank you.
And thank you. If I could just say, I've only been on the council, 3.5 years, so I'll happily take the appreciation for all the council members and staff before me who actually did all the hard work to bring us into this position. So thank you.
Any other comments? Hearing none. Well, I'm looking forward to going to that playground for the opening in June. Thank you so much for joining us and for letting us use your space this evening.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thanks. I also want to acknowledge we have Vercrest Mayor Pro Temp Bufford in the audience too, if you would like to make some remarks. Oh, seeing a no. Okay, no worries. Just wanted to make sure that we gave you space for that. Well, with that, we will now move on to section 7 of tonight's agenda. That is proclamations, recognitions, and awards. On tonight's agenda, we have 2 proclamations. The first, a proclamation of the Pierce County Council and Executive designating May 4th through 10th as Public Service Recognition Week, which will be read by Councilmember Denson. As she is doing that, would like to invite Executive Mello, who will be receiving this proclamation on behalf of the many folks that provide public service to our area.
Thank you, Chair Ayala. A proclamation of the Pierce County Council and Executive designating May 4th through 10th, 2025 as Public Service Recognition Week in Pierce County, Washington. Whereas public employees in Pierce County perform essential services that protect public health and safety, maintain critical infrastructure, ensure access to justice, safeguard our environment, and deliver programs that strengthen our communities. And whereas these individuals, working in roles ranging from emergency response and public safety to social services, transportation, administration, and beyond, bring skill, integrity, and a strong commitment to the common good. And whereas Pierce County is proud of its dedicated public servants whose efforts often go unseen, but whose impact is felt every day by nearly 1 million residents that they serve. And whereas public service workers, including those who serve in local, state, and federal government, have the right to organize and join unions to advocate for fair wages, safe working conditions, and a voice in the workplace. The right of public service workers to organize and join unions is fundamental to ensuring the delivery of high-quality public services that benefit the entire community. And whereas the week of May 4th through 10th, 2025 is designated as Public Service Recognition Week, a time to honor the hard work and dedication of the individuals who serve our nation as federal, state, tribal, and local government employees. And whereas recognizing the invaluable contributions of public service professionals encourages civic engagement and reminds us all of the importance of a capable, responsive, and ethical government. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed on this 30th day of April, 2025, by the Pierce County Council and Executive that May 4th through 10th, 2025 is hereby designated Public Service Recognition Week in Pierce County, Washington. We encourage all residents to recognize and express appreciation for the outstanding contributions of public employees at every level of government.
Thank you so much. Executive Mello, any remarks?
Thank you, Chair Ayala. I'll be brief, but not because we're not so grateful. But I know you are as proud as I am about the nearly 3,300 public servants that wake up every day to serve the people of Pierce County. The proclamation spoke to it. So much of what they do goes unnoticed and unseen. A lot of it's very seen, but a lot of it just happens like magic. Right? How do those traffic lights work? When did that road get repaved? How is that water clean after you flush the toilet and it goes to Puget Sound? There is so much that happens every single day, and a lot of it goes unnoticed. It just happens because public servants wake up every day dedicated to making this community just a great community. From paving our streets to keeping our parks clean to creating after-school activities and out-of-school time activities through recreation events. So much of our public criminal justice system that goes unnoticed by so many, right? From public defenders to hardworking prosecutors, judges, sheriff's deputies, jail guards, our human services professionals who do everything from supporting our veterans to helping folks navigate rental assistance and keeping their homes energy efficient, and so much more. Nearly 3,300 public servants wake up every day, very proud of their work, working really hard. Thank you for acknowledging their public service and the good work that they do every day. I'm very proud of them, and I know you are too. Thank you for recognizing them.
We would like to invite you up for a photo. And we also see Fire Chief Sharp in the audience, if they would like to join us for a photo to recognize those that are doing public service in our community.
Our deputies, too, if you want to come be in a picture.
And we could also invite our deputies if you, thank you, Hugh. If folks would like to come up for a photo, would love to have you join us.
Can we do it up there? Yeah. Surprise, I know you were thinking you were going to get a photo.
Trying to hide in back row.
I know. And I was like, we have some service here. Yes.
They got one for you.
What if we have rulers?
Yeah.
Does anyone want to open the proclamation? We're told it makes a much better picture.
There you go, right in the center.
Executive Mello's not used to this thing.
Okay, looking this way. 3, 2.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. We will move our agenda along. And secondly, we have a proclamation of the Pierce County Council and Executive designating May 4th through 10th as Small Business Week here in Pierce County. As Councilmember Morell will be reading the proclamation, but as he is doing this, I want to invite Renee Klein, Vice President of the Hosmer Business Association, along with any supporters, as well as David Combs, President of the Hilltop Business Association, and Jessica Johnston as an at-large member of the Hilltop Business Association.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Good evening, Council. Thank you so much for having us here today, and executive and mayors who are all here. It's very exciting. I'm Jessica Johnston, and this is David Combs, and we represent the Hilltop Business Association. It was such an honor to hear that we were receiving this proclamation, along with other districts as well. Our small businesses really matter to us in Hilltop. They are really the backbone of what makes our community so special. We have a lot of legacy businesses that have been there for generations. We have a lot of new businesses that are just getting started. So supporting them is just an honor, and we will proudly bring this back to them. So thank you so much for having us here tonight.
Oh boy, this is so new to me. I've never, ever been in something like this, so I'm just going to go with what we got written here, okay? But we would like to thank you for having us. You know, it was also an honor to be here and to, all right, let me just go. All right, so my name is Renee Klein, and I am Vice President of the Hosmer Business Association. So Jeremiah Saucier is our president, and he was planning on being here today, but unfortunately some other things came up, so he couldn't make it, and he apologizes. So while we appreciate the recognition, we want to note that our work is a collaborative effort to support our Hosmer businesses. We also appreciate the support of the local residents, the city, county, state, and many others in our efforts to have everyone working together to improve our community. In 2024, we hired Blue Falcon Security, and working with law enforcement, we have experienced a vast improvement in providing a safe environment for the Hosmer businesses and customers. We are increasing customer activity for our smaller businesses, such as family-owned restaurants, stores, and services. We encourage you to bring your families to Hosmer and try some authentic, culturally diverse foods. We hope to see some of you at some of our events scheduled this summer, including the lunch mobs at our local restaurants, a children's fair, national night out, and our annual trunk or treat. I will also mention that some of our great restaurants, including Kamlai Thai, Taquerios Los Grandes Amigos, Ichiban Teriyaki, and our Cambodian fast food restaurants. Thanks again, and we hope to see you all on Hosmer. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair. I'm going to read the proclamation. Proclamation of the Pierce County Council and Executive designating May 4th through the 10th of 2025 as Small Business Week in Pierce County, Washington. Whereas in 1963, President John F. Kennedy signed the first National Business Week proclamation. The first Small Business Week was marked with honors of top entrepreneurs in every state with awards and special recognition. And whereas, according to the Washington State Department of Commerce Small Business Snapshot, small businesses employ more than 1.4 million workers in the state and continues to play an essential role in driving innovation, supporting the local economy of both rural and urban communities. And whereas, following the passage of the Small Business Act of 1953, the U.S. Small Business Administration, the SBA, was created to aid, counsel, assist, and protect the interest of small business concerns. Today, the SBA continues to champion America's 33 million small businesses, helping owners access capital, navigate federal contracting, and recover from economic disruption, while also celebrating their enduring contributions to our economy and community. Whereas, for more than 60 years, National Small Business Week has served as a cultural opportunity to reflect on the critical contributions of America's entrepreneurs and small business owners to our way of life, who embody the pioneering spirit that fuel our nation's innovation, prosperity, resilience, and whereas small businesses are the backbone of the American economy, creating 2 out of every 3 new jobs, driving competition, spurring innovation, serving as anchors of economic opportunity in every community across this country. And whereas Pierce County Council and Executive have taken proactive steps to support the growth and resilience of small businesses through targeted initiatives and investment, including the Pierce County Business Accelerator Program, which has provided training, mentorship, and resources to hundreds of local entrepreneurs, particularly those from historically underserved communities. And whereas the county continues to promote small business vitality through access to capital, procurement opportunities, technical assistance, as well as strategic investments in commercial centers, workforce development, broadband expansion, and infrastructure that supports economic opportunities across the region. And whereas Pierce County small business owners represent the best of American spirit, resilient in the face of challenges, bold in their pursuit of new opportunities, and steadfast in their commitment to their customers, employees, and communities. And whereas small businesses not only help power our economy, they shape our culture, deepen our sense of place, create pathways for upward mobility, and generational wealth for families across Pierce County. Whereas Small Business Week offers a moment to celebrate, uplift the contributions of hardworking entrepreneurs, and to recognize the role that local businesses play in building a vibrant, equitable, and sustainable economy for all. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed on the 30th day of April 2025 by the Pierce County Council and Executive that May 4th through the 10th, 2025, is hereby designated Small Business Week in Pierce County, Washington. We encourage all community members to support and celebrate small businesses in their communities, not just this week, but throughout the year. Thank you.
Thank you. Round of applause, please. If there are any other comments folks would like to make, feel free to step to the mic. Hearing none. Otherwise, we'd love to invite you up for a photo. Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'd like to add, you're welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting, but our feelings will not be hurt if you choose to step away. At this time, we are moving along our agenda, Section 8. There are no resolutions. Section 9, we do not have ordinances. And getting to our presentations in Section 10 under Other Business, on tonight's agenda, we will hear from FirCrest Roy H. Murphy Community Center and Pierce County Library. One of the things that I really want to make sure that we highlighted this evening is not all the great places, but a couple of the great places that we have in District 4 where folks can come together. That is not your work, that is not your home, but it really is an opportunity to find belonging amongst your neighbors and amongst your community members. Those places could be a community center, it could be a library, it could be a place of worship, it could be a business. But today we will be highlighting to, in the social service circle, we call those third spaces. I know we don't all come from that space, and in other circles they might be called something else. But so happy to have many of those opportunities here in District 4. With that, I want to invite Jeff Grover with City of FirCrest, to please join us for our first presentation.
Thank you, Council. Thank you, Chair Ella. I'm happy to be here tonight, so thank you for having me. I'm Jeff Grover, Parks and Recreation Director for the City of FirCrest. And echoing Councilmember Ayala, talking about third spaces and how the Roy H. Murphy Community Center acts as a third space for our community, local and surrounding community. As mentioned, it is a space between work and school. It could be a lot of different things. In FirCrest, it's our community center for a lot of people. Our new community center opened on April 26, 2022. And from day one, it was meant to be more than just a facility. It's a gathering space. And that was intentional with the design and through the strategic planning, where people connect through fitness classes, birthday parties, quick chat over coffee in the gathering room. Our mission in FirCrest, should I advance this? Oh, next slide. Thank you. Our mission in FirCrest is blending community needs and available resources to create and develop the highest quality recreational, athletic, and social programs for the city of FirCrest. And following that, our core values are people, respect, involvement, development, and excellence. They're woven into everything we do, and they're how myself and our staff show up to work every day. So over the past 3 years, since we've been open, we utilize the community center by offering a wide range of programs that really reflects the diversity in our community. For youth and families, we host toddler story time, youth sports leagues, family game nights. Teen and young adult offerings include open gym, teen nights, game nights, and camp programs. Adults can enjoy fitness classes, drop-in pickleball, open gym basketball, and our seniors regularly enjoy coffee every Monday, Wednesday, Friday in our gathering room, along with low-impact fitness, ping pong, pickleball during our senior mornings. Beyond our structured programs, we also support community and cultural events like holiday gatherings, neighborhood meetings, and cultural celebrations. Plus, we have space for seasonal and special events like our Furcrest Fun Days, our Strawberry Festival. But we've, through all of that, we have all of our structure, but what really stands out are the small, unplanned things that happen. I have a couple examples. Carol is one of our pickleball players, and after being invited to a pickleball game by one of our staff, who regularly goes out and interacts with our players, her whole outlook changed because somebody actually made space for her to feel welcome there. I totally forgot. Thank you. You're right on track. Thank you. Or Craig, who started coming to our senior mornings after losing his wife. His daughter later told us that the community center really brought him out of a dark time, and it was like a second home to him. We also offer several visitors from Centerforce who bring in their clients to play cards with the seniors, shoot hoops, and interact just like everybody else does in our community center. I think next slide. We try to put people first. We keep prices affordable. We make sure our staff can lead with warmth. We listen to feedback and we try to say yes wherever we can. One challenge, next slide. Oh, you got it. Demand is growing fast. The facility is working as planned and it's filling up, but that's a good thing. It just proves that there's a need for this space. And then just to touch on that, some of our most impactful moments and users are the ones that aren't showing up for structured programs, that are just either walking by the park, swinging into our facility, having small talk with our staff, or just grabbing a cup of coffee. So we really try to focus on people and not just the programs, how we can impact our community and broader community, and just building belonging there. So I'd be happy to answer any questions, and I also want to thank you for supporting spaces like this.
Hearing none? Okay. I do want to say my personal experience with that community center has been incredible, mostly as an unplanned visitor during rainy times when I had to doorbell and campaign, or when I'm waiting for a friend at the park, and it's really such a welcoming environment and community there. I get to meet new people from the area, and really walking around and getting to know what is happening in the community has been incredible. So thank you so much for everything that you do in that space and the many ways that you're providing service to folks of all ages.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, we do have a question. Councilmember Morrell.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I will say I spend a few nights out on the field watching my grandson play soccer. He's 7. And you have quite a group that comes out and plays. So I appreciate the opportunity for my family to spend time in Furcrest. So it's a great place. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none. Well, thank you so much for taking the time and providing us some more information on what is happening at the community center. I'm looking forward to being there this summer and throughout the year to join Furcrest and the many wonderful things that it has to offer. Thank you.
Thank you, Council.
We will now move on, and I'd like to invite Gretchen Castro. Sorry, I am not going to pronounce this. Casra, sorry, to join us with our Pierce County Library System. I know some of us are familiar with the library system, but if you didn't know, one of our branches is just downstairs, and this is such a great example of how we can have a third space along with government. We have some coffee shops downstairs in such a mixed space building. So thank you so much for being here and joining us and sharing some updates on our library system.
Thank you. Always a pleasure to be before the County Council and today in the University Place City Chambers here. I'm Gretchen Casserati, Executive Director of Pierce County Libraries. Bonnie Svistovsky is our Senior Librarian at the University Place branch. And Steve Carmody, our Regional Services Manager, are joining me. He represents University Place, Fife, and the Milton Edgewood branches. And go ahead, next slide, J.R. So for anyone who's not familiar with the library system, while we have our wonderful library downstairs on the first floor, we have 19 branches across Pierce County. So for the 2,000 square miles of the library service area from the mountain to the sound, we have library branches in a variety of communities across unincorporated Pierce and the cities that have annexed into the library system. So we do have some exceptions. Our friendly neighbors across the border over there in Faircrest are not annexed. Roy, Carbonado, and Ruston are areas in Pierce County that do not currently have library services provided. The library system, does have just shy of $50 million budget to support the operations of all of those branches, plus our administrative center, which is in Councilmember Yambi's district. And we serve our community through our collections, our spaces, our programs, and a variety of our outreach and strategic partnership activities across the county. We haven't finished filing the state report yet, but our numbers are in from 2024. We saw more than or around 1.5 million visitors to our branches, so we're continuing to recover pandemic and people are coming back to our spaces. We circulated, our materials circulated over 5 million times in the last year. That includes digital and physical materials in our branches. And currently we have over 300,000 active card holders. So just a little bit of some brief information about the system. Go ahead, next slide. In the University Place Library, this is our only branch in District 4. Tacoma Public Library, as you mentioned from your District 4 tour, also has branches across the area. And we have reciprocal borrowing with all of the neighborhood library systems. So you can use any of those systems interchangeably. Our branch downstairs is quite busy. We have a couple of stats here, and if you haven't visited, we encourage you to. We're happy to show you around after the meeting tonight. This is one of our larger and newer buildings in the system. The majority of the branches were built by a bond in 1985, but this one was actually constructed in a vision of, in partnership with the City of University Place back in 2011. So it's been a strong and steady space, and our staff in the branch will often be seen in the Duck Days Parade with their book drill cart team and celebrating alongside the city with all the different activities that we have here. Go ahead, next slide. The library system has just launched a new strategic plan, and we've refreshed our mission, vision, and values. What I'm excited about are really honing in on some very clear, focused, strategic goals that will guide us forward in our operations in the next few years while we conduct and complete some long-range capital planning. So we are set out to enhance the library user's experience, welcoming and inclusive spaces, emphasizing our strategic partnerships, because partnerships is the new collateral and capital and how you get things done, and to build a sustainable future for the library system. So really excited about rolling that out and look forward to continuing to work with the council in our endeavors. Go ahead, next slide. Thank you for touching on the concept of third place. I wasn't sure how that was going to come about, but as a librarian, I have to talk about some books. So public libraries have been really invested in the concept of the third place for a number of years. When I worked at the library back in Connecticut a number of years ago, our entire building project was built around the concept of third place. We know in the way that we serve communities that people have increasingly struggled with connectivity, multi-generational opportunities to interact, And there are many theories, many social scientists. These are three sort of seminal books that are often referred to in our profession in libraries that guide a lot of choices around design and service, physical space design and service design. And their theories around why and how we feel disconnected in our day and age has a lot to do with city design, how we design our communities. The Great Good Places talks about in Europe how people would come to the neighborhood and the village and connect in different ways. And we have less and less of those opportunities in our modern designed cities. Auto dependency, of course, as after World War II and the infrastructure building around housing forced a car culture. And so that also is a contributing factor to some of the disconnect that people can feel. Design quality refers a lot to having less activity and engagement in spaces. So lots of factors at play, but that could mean a housing development